Hello, this is Kayla with Garbage and Sewer Service. I am at 249 Mayeda Court. I'm not sure how you say that. It's M-A-Y-E-D-A. We are here to do a cleaning and sewer inspection for a home sale. So whatever I got here, there's the clean out in the basement off the kitchenette. That is a good access point for us. We do not have an outside clean out, so there's no outside access. I did confirm that. So we got here. I did take a look at the pipe first. We did have some accumulation of toilet paper in a couple of spots, and just for us to get a good visual to make sure the pipe is in good condition, we went ahead and cleaned it. I cleaned it up to 100, maybe 20. I do see some marks here, so I did get far enough. 128 feet or so. We did not increase the price for the long distance. My cable was 120 feet, but I did add on about 10 feet and took care of that. So I used a whip. That is a bit that helps corkscrew the line. That is really good for any accumulation of toilet paper. There is no roots in this line. I'll go ahead and say there's no roots in this line, no cracks, no breaks, no offsets. Those are the big stuff that requires a lot of, that you have to fix the pipe. We don't have any of that today. So I am, right now, what I'm looking at, because it's so far out, it's hard to push, but this does sweep into the city right here. So the city connection's just passed. What we have is SDR right here. I will have to flush that out a little better. So after this video, I'll go ahead and run it one more time and make sure that we flush this line and run a lot of water. It's just this tail end. Sometimes it's hard to get. So we will flush that out. I'm going to pause the video and just run a lot of water so I can get that out. Alright, so I did run a bunch of water and move my camera back and forth to clear that debris at the tail end. I must not have ran enough water for that tail end. The beginning, the cleaning, that was the city that we started our video from. And as you can tell, I was able to get it all out. So yeah, we're looking at SDR drain as we pull back. That is the green plastic we're looking at. So do want to note right here, we have a very small 5-foot, you have standing water right there. That is a very small and insignificant leveling, but it is a little leveling, so something to note there. As well as right here, we do have, our line goes underwater, and it appears we have about a 10-foot belly that is about moderate right here. And then we come out of the water relatively quick. So what that is that's leveling. It's not that the pipe's broken, it's just the pitch has settled a little bit. So paper may get accumulated there over time. I'm not sure the last time this line was cleaned, but it seems like it's been quite a long time. And there wasn't that much in the line before I cleaned it. So just note in the future to not have any, don't flush any wet wipes, flushable wipes, quotation flushable wipes, feminine hygiene products, into that nature. Probably shouldn't really have a problem in the future. I would say every few years, maybe somewhere in the frequency of 2 to 4 years, maybe just get this cleaned out by snaking it. Do this basement clean out up to 128 feet with either blades or a whip. That will help get anything that kind of accumulated there out. It's pretty short. One of them is a little deep. The other one's really shallow. So really, that 10-foot section one, you know, if this never gets cleaned, maybe 10, 20 years, you'll have at least one backup. Maybe. Maybe not. But to be safe, I'll say every few years, go ahead and clean that out. Just to save yourself some heartache. It is in the street somewhere, so it's probably deep. That would be a very significant fix for a very small problem. So I do recommend cleaning that because that you would have to clean it 100 times for it to reach the cost of digging up the street to fix that 10-foot section and that small 5-foot section. So that's, other than that, this line's beautiful all the way through. I don't see any need for repairs. I don't see any need for annual cleaning. Just every so often, maybe clean it, just to make sure that that doesn't back up. If anybody does flush stuff they're not supposed to, that may cause a backup. But that's kind of the same for even if the line was completely good. So I'm getting close. This black pipe that we're looking at is ABS. You can see my markings on the top throughout the green and black pipe from when I ran my whip. So the ABS section that we're looking at is inside the house, underneath the ground. Once we get outside, that's that green pipe that you see at the STR. So alright, and then we're coming out of our clean out right here. This is where I operated from. Pretty open access for that. So overall, this line's in really good shape. No repairs needed. If somebody would like to have an estimate for that belly to be fixed, you can always give us a call so we can locate that service. Just know that that would be a pretty big job. Whereas, you know, I think cleaning it every 4 years or so, 2 years, 3 years, somewhere that frequency may be the best way. And you may never clean it, and it may never back up, to be honest with you. It's not that long. So ABS section of the house looks really good. The access point is open, looks really good. There is no outside access. The line is fairly long. It is a cul-de-sac that kind of happens with those cul-de-sac lines. They're pretty long. But overall, if it were my house, I'd be really happy with it. I wouldn't worry about it too much. And you can always give Garvin Sewer Service a call. I will write all this information on the invoice note so you can read it. Also, this audio and visual will help. If there's still any other questions, give Garvin Sewer Service a call. My name is Caleb. Thank you very much for your time.